Alrighty, guys. Welcome back. So, it's been a few days since our last little video on our chest day. Today, we're not doing anything specific. Just kind of got a little time on my hands today, so I want to come hit a workout. Been pretty busy again with just more packing, more organizing, more moving stuff. And today, finally getting a little break from it. Think gonna more or less have a little free time on my hands for the next like 2.5 weeks. So a little excited about that. But with that, today I'm thinking we're gonna hit some leg extensions. We'll probably hit some leg curls. Then I think we'll hit some tricep extensions, some bicep curls, and just kind of turn it into a extension and curl day for our limbs. But it's let's talk about diet and whatnot. So we're supposed to be, main gaining and whatnot, but we were definitely probably eating more in a bulk than at maintenance, and then definitely for about the last month with working on the house, traveling, and then this week just still kind of doing whatever. I have 100% just been way overeating. I've been enjoying the food. Tends to happen when I get super stressed, super busy. I end up binge eating like crazy and snacking too much and enjoying soda and also all that bad stuff for you. But luckily, weight hasn't varied too much. Still just kind of bouncing between 203, 205 because I've been fairly active still. So even though I've been eating probably at 3,000 calories, if not above it some days, I'm actually okay with that. But we gonna rework our diet a little bit and correct that. And go back into I guess it'd be a little mini cut. Because I am going to end up having to break it again when we actually move. So, because when everything's all packed up, can't cook. Then when you're driving 14 hours a day for 2 days, you're not going to cook. Then when you're unpacking everything for 2 days, you're still not going to cook. So, got about a week of eating out again. But it's going to be in about a month from now. Today is the 13th, 14th. And we start our travels on the 15th of next month in September. Whew. The burn. So that'll be our little you've done good, now you get to cheat again. But that'll fall right back off as long as that next week we're back into our diet. So what we're gonna do, diet wise itself, pound of ground beef with a half cup of just instant white rice. I'm not doing nothing special there. With 3/4 of a cup of mixed veggies. And then, so that'll make 2 meals. That'll end up being my breakfast and my first and fourth meal. We'll just break it down like that. Because ground beef makes me feel the fullest for longest because of the higher fat content. A little bit of carbs there, so it's good for waking up in the morning, and that's going to be the larger part of my carbs. is those 2 meals as well, because not only does it have rice, but it also has the veggies in it. So it's also nice for repleting or replenishing those glucose stores at the evening time, which helps, repair and build some muscle. Then, meal number 2 and 3, it's kind of the same way. I'm going to take a pound of boneless, skinless chicken thigh, half cup of rice, and this is dry rice, so 1 cup cooked on both of those. But I make some homemade black pepper sauce. It ends up being like 124 calories for the sauce. But black pepper chicken and rice, that's meal number 2 and 3. So with those 4 meals, I'm just under 1,800 calories. It's like 1,780 something. But it's 200 grams of protein. And 50 grams of fat with, I believe it was 136 grams of carbs. And that's going to be my actual meals. So 4 meals a day, broken down like that. Basically, it's right about 450-ish calories a meal. Ugh. Ugh. Gosh. Woo. The pump. I'm not even counting these reps. I'm just going until it burns. Burns a lot. And then, so, along with that, though, I'm doing 2 cardio walks. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. 2 a mile, mile and a half, depending upon which loop I take. But that's to offset my morning Red Bull. So I was drinking some protein coffee in the morning. Currently not drinking that. But I kind of went back to drinking Red Bull in the morning. But I walked down to the convenience store to go get it and walk back. And then do my second cardio walk. So the 120 calories from that, I've already basically burned that up in the first mile. You burn about 100 calories a mile. So, not a deal breaker, obviously, right? So with that brings my intake up to like 19. We'll call it 1,950 to make the math easy. But either way, that's going to put me into a pretty large deficit and a big decrease from what I'm eating now. If I'm eating 3,000 calories, if not more, that's cutting 1,100 calories off of my daily intake. Ugh. So, if that's, if I'm kind of maintaining basically and fluctuating between 203 and 205, and I'm eating 3,000 calories a day, we are going to go back into a pretty severe deficit if I'm cutting out 1,000 calories, 1,100 calories right off the rip, right? So, cardio is going to stay the same with those 2 walks. And I'm thinking we're going to try to get back into the routine here. Today's Saturday. I'm just kind of going to do my own little thing today. Take a rest day tomorrow. Then Monday, we're back to it. We're going to hit us a leg day. And just try to rip through it. We'll see how bad our squat has gotten, how bad our deadlift has gotten, because we haven't done either in like 6 weeks. So I'm sure this is going to beat me down. I'm going to feel tore up, and I don't even know if I'll be able to complete that. But we're going to find out. We're going to give it a shot. But let me go ahead and get ready here for leg extensions. I'll bring y'all back. All right, so what I'm thinking, it shouldn't be too bad here on getting back into the diet. But if it does come down to, I'm just starving at the end of the night, at first here what we'll do is we'll add in a scoop of protein powder. It's 120 calories, but 25 grams of protein. Just mixed with water, maybe some ice. I do have some pretty good protein powder, truthfully. It's from a company called Rise. They're loaded proteins. I enjoy it quite a bit. They're super flavorful. Right now I've got this one called Blueberry Muffin. And it literally just tastes like you're drinking like blueberry muffin batter. Like if you've ever just licked the bowl when you're making muffins. It tastes basically like that. It's freaking delicious. Especially if you have a thing for sweets. Ugh. Ugh. Ooh, man. The teardrops are so pumped up on my quads that the pad's just like beating into them. But it is what it is. But yeah, so with that, if I have to, I will. That'll bring me up to 2,100 calories total, without including if I've already burned a little bit extra with cardio. Because truthfully, with the 2 walks, the Red Bull, and if I did have a protein shake, basically those cancel each other out calorically. So, really still around that 1,800 calorie mark of intake. So, because really, if you think about it, your cardio is just there to help you keep or make your caloric deficit without necessarily having to eat less. And if you cut out all of your food, you don't have anywhere to go with that. And it's kind of the same with your cardio. If you start with too much cardio, it gets real hard to add extra cardio in as you kind of plateau, or your weight starts to stabilize or not drop as quickly as you want to see it dropping. So, but I'm guessing in this first week, I'll have to weigh myself tomorrow. I starting on the diet today, so I'll weigh myself tomorrow morning. That'll give me a good baseline of where we're starting. And then we'll go ahead and I'll judge on where I'll probably land after the first week. I'll probably end up down 3 or 4 pounds in the first week. And then after that, it'd probably be like a pound a week. Maybe 2 pounds a week. We'll see. I mean, the deficit is fairly severe. So, it is what it is. But let me go ahead and get switched around now to get in some curls and tricep extensions. All right. So, tricep extensions. I'm going to hit them with the little sharp bar today. Nothing too wild. Just going to start out here with 30 pounds. Nice and light. But we'll hit like 8 reps. And then just start moving the weight up. So, I wonder where these are going to feel heavy today. We haven't done them in quite a while here. It's kind of one of those weird things, you know, when you kind of take a break from some movements, or a break in general, things sometimes are super heavy, and then other times you come back to it and you're kind of stronger just because you took the time to finally recover, and the muscle is just so beat down. Starting to get pumped though. Tell you what, I am definitely, the muscles don't feel too bad yet, but stamina wise, I feel cooked. I am just insanely fatigued. Ugh. Ugh. That's going to do it there for those. Feel the elbows are just a little tight. They're not used to it, but that ain't bad. That's what? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds? I'll take it. I'll take 60 pounds overhead tricep extensions. It's not terrible. Not terrible at all. So, let me move the camera. We'll get up. We'll get set up here for some cable curls. I will say, the worst part about missing the gym for so long is I already have fatigue problems. But now, since I'm not used to it, feels a little more excessive than it was. But it is what it is. We'll work through it. We'll get it going. And tell you what, the wrist mobility has decreased quite a bit. Which, I mean, it's always an issue because this is an arm we broke and it doesn't move as far. But it definitely gets real tender real fast when I'm not being consistent. I think the wrist can take 10 more pounds. It's probably going to do it because it feels Feels a little irritated here in this little tendon. This is the common place where it gets upset. I will say the cable curls definitely put a lot more load onto the biceps because it's full tension all of the time. And it does affect the elbow a little more than with the dumbbell curls, which I'm about to do 50 pounds here. The 40s were already a little rough, which is, about 20 pounds per hand. But when we go to the dumbbells, we were just doing 40 pounders. So, which for our top set, which that would be 80 pounds on a stack here. That definitely is not happening with the way these make my elbows and stuff feel. That'll do it. That will do, pig. That will do. If you guys know where that reference comes from, drop it in the comments. Be interested to see how many people remember that or have been taught that since I was in school. So that's what it's really going to come down to is how old are you? So we'll see who knows it. But with that, guys, make sure you're out there working towards your goals, getting your stuff done, and most of all, just don't be a lazy fuck.